Due to the fact that they combine elements of horror, romance, and the supernatural, vampire stories have long been able to attract audiences. Not only do these stories provide pleasure, but they also frequently serve as a rich tapestry for investigating intricate topics that are associated with sexuality and gender roles. Vampire narratives, when viewed through the lenses of feminism and LGBTQ+ representation, pose a challenge to conventional standards and offer a platform for the representation of oppressed identities. Because of their shifting identities and disdain for human rules, vampires naturally lend themselves to the telling of subversive stories. History has portrayed these beings as powerful, ageless, and existing beyond the limits of human existence. Additionally, this transcendence frequently includes the borders of gender and sexuality. In Bram Stoker's Dracula, the vampire's capacity to manipulate and seduce both men and women is a hint at a fluidity that threatens the rigid sexual rules of the Victorian era. It is possible that the vampire's bite, which is frequently portrayed as an intimate act, can represent a breach of heteronormative boundaries. There are a number of ways in which the experiences of LGBTQ+ people who hide their actual selves are comparable to those of vampires who hide their identities. Both parties require concealment due to societal pressures and fears of rejection. Just as LGBTQ+ individuals often choose to hide their identities to prevent discrimination or harm, vampires often live in constant fear of discovery. Vampire stories commonly explore themes of internal struggle and isolation resulting from this concealment. Passing as normal is a reflection of the experiences of members of the LGBTQ+ community who may adopt heteronormative habits in order to conform to the expectations of society. Furthermore, both LGBTQ+ individuals and vampires share the experience of liberation and acceptance that comes with eventually disclosing their status. In many cases, this moment of truth brings to light the fortitude that is necessary to accept one's authentic self, despite the hazards that may be involved. Vampire stories, by drawing these connections, offer a metaphorical study of the challenges and victories associated with living an authentic life. Many feminist interpretations of vampire legends critique the established, conventional gender roles. In Anne Rice's The Vampire Chronicles, female vampires frequently reject the patriarchal notion of feminine submissiveness by embodying strength, agency, and sexual liberation. Examples of such female vampires can be found throughout Anne Rice's work. Characters like Claudia and Akasha challenge the stereotype of women as passive creatures, portraying them as powerful and independent personalities instead. Because of this subversion, it is possible to reimagine female authority in a way that is unrestricted by society's boundaries. Queer viewpoints further illuminate the revolutionary potential of vampire narratives. The lives of LGBTQ+ individuals, often rejected and misunderstood by mainstream society, bear striking similarities to the inherent otherness of vampires. The 1983 film The Hunger, featuring a love triangle between two female vampires and a male human, directly challenges heteronormative relationships and elevates bisexuality. By employing the vampire metaphor to investigate topics of desire and identity that go beyond binary classifications, this portrayal brings awareness to queer identities. In addition, there has been a growing trend in vampire fiction to incorporate characters from underrepresented groups, which is reflective of greater cultural movements toward inclusiveness. Throughout the course of the television series True Blood, the character of Lafayette Reynolds, a queer black man, challenges conventional assumptions and provides a nuanced depiction of intersectional identity. In the course of his journey between the human and supernatural realms, his character brings to light concerns pertaining to power, sexuality, and race. The inclusion of such portrayals provides a forum for underrepresented groups' views, fostering a more nuanced understanding of the diversity that exists within the vampire genre. There has been a continuous evolution of vampire legends in popular culture, reflecting contemporary socio-economic issues and views of the general public. Despite frequent criticism for its depiction of gender dynamics, Stephenie Meyer's Twilight series has sparked discussions about abstinence, consent, and power dynamics in romantic relationships. In the meantime, the Netflix series First Kill examines a lesbian romance between a vampire and a vampire hunter. This elevates queer love stories to the forefront of a genre typically dominated by heterosexual storylines. Modern vampire stories significantly differ from classic vampire legends in terms of representation, emphasizing diversity and inclusivity. Classic stories like Bram Stoker's Dracula frequently portrayed vampires as foreign, hostile beings embodying social concerns. The majority of the time, these tales serve to promote established gender norms and heteronormative relationships. Modern vampire stories, on the other hand, investigate a wider range of identities and topics than ancient vampire stories. Female vampires frequently have agency and power, which challenges patriarchal conventions. Works such as Anne Rice's The Vampire Chronicles showcase this phenomenon. Furthermore, modern narratives typically incorporate LGBTQ+ characters and relationships, which reflects a move toward the exploration of fluid sexuality and gender. Television programs such as True Blood feature gay love tales, putting an emphasis on acceptance and complexity. In addition, contemporary narratives frequently incorporate characters who come from a variety of racial and cultural origins, tackling issues of intersectionality and identity, respectively. Vampire stories now serve as a platform for debating larger societal concerns and embracing underrepresented voices, making them more relevant to audiences in the modern era. Strong, independent female vampires and queer relationships, from the perspective of the characters, challenge established gender norms and heteronormativity in these storylines. They not only offer a platform for marginalized voices, but also enable a thorough exploration of power dynamics, identity, and a sense of belonging. This inclusivity broadens representation and fosters viewer empathy and comprehension. Vampire stories are a diverse medium that can successfully investigate and challenge traditional gender roles and sexual conventions. These stories, told from the perspectives of feminists and LGBTQ+ individuals, allow us to reimagine power dynamics, highlight multiple identities, and question society's standards. The vampire genre continues to be an important platform for subversion and representation, reflecting the continual growth of our understanding of gender and sexuality. This is because literature and popular culture continue to embrace and expand these storylines.